Alright, so for in this video, we will be looking at June 2022, paper 1. This paper has 5 questions with different parts to it. So for section B, we will be looking at history and development of physical education and sport. Number 1, name 2 major sporting events other than the Olympic Games. And I'll give you more than 2. You have Paralympics, Pan American Games, Winter Games, Commonwealth Games, Carifta Games, and World Cup cricket, football, netball, etc. Right, 1B. Choose any 2 of the modern Olympic Games listed below, and for each game, describe one action that was taken at the event to make a political statement. So we will be looking at 1936 Berlin Games, where Nazi Germany portrayed the image of racial superiority in the master race, and Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals, thus dispelling the notion of racial superiority, and Hitler refused to place the medals around his neck. And 1968 Mexico City Games, Mexican students protested against the high cost of the game. Over 1,000 protesters were shot by soldiers in order to avoid a negative impact in the game. Let's see. National governing bodies are involved in developing and implementing sport-related initiatives. So the first one, that's Roman numeral 1. State the name of one national governing body for sports, and I'll give you more than one. So you have Netball Jamaica, Jamaica Football Federation, and Barbados Cricket. 2. In many Caribbean countries, there are governmental agencies that play an important role in the promotion of sport throughout the country. Describe one role of the governmental agency in the promotion of sport, and I'll give you 2. 1. Promotes sports and its organization by all available methods, including the provision of grants, funds, and training. And 2. Cooperate with international bodies and institutions that specialize in the field of sports. Question 2A, Anatomy and Physiology. Figure 1 shows a diagram of the bones in the human leg. Identify the bones labeled A and B. A is the tibia and B is the fibula. Alright, so under fitness and performance, number 3A, figure 4 illustrates the execution of the open skill and the closed skill in 2 sports. So you have a pass in netball and a free throw in basketball. So the first question, identify the sport in figure 4 in which an open skill is illustrated. And that's simple, and that's a pass in netball, right? So the pass is the open skill used in the game of netball. Alright, second question, use figure 4 to explain the difference between an open skill and a closed skill. An open skill is performed in a situation or condition which continually changes and that is affected by the environment, which could be weather, players, etc. Alright, as shown in A, where netballers are still moving. And a closed skill is performed in a predictable and stable condition, as in B, where other players are standing while one player takes a shot. So even though you're not seeing the players here on the picture, but in a game of basketball, you know that they have different players, right? B, during a game of football, Josette fell, hit her head, and was knocked unconscious. Identify the injury that can occur within 24 hours as a result of the fall. And that is concussion, where injury that occur within 24 hours, right? So, yeah, good. And the second question here, figure 5 shows Josette being placed in a specialized position. State the name of the specialized position shown in figure 5, and that is the recovery position. Alright, next, identify the emergency health personnel who is most likely to have placed Josette in the position in figure 5. And that is the first aider or paramedics. Alright, C. State the main difference between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So for aerobic respiration, you needs oxygen to occur, and anaerobic respiration does not need oxygen, right? Next question, name one sporting activity in which an athlete is likely to use aerobic respiration, and that's 800 meters or 1500 meters, just giving you more than one. Next, name one sporting activity in which an athlete is likely to use anaerobic respiration, and I'll give you 4 of them. So you have sprints, throws, lifts, jumps, etc. Alright, number 4, health and nutrition. A. List 3 foods that provide athletes with complex carbohydrates: grains, rice, ground provisions such as potatoes, yams, sashimi, cassava, also bread. B. Explain why carbohydrates are important in the diet of athletes. Alright, so it is important because it is a long-term source of energy, and it provides energy as glycogen. This energy is required to participate in athletic activities. Right. C. Suggest 2 ways in which the diet of an athlete is different from that of a non-athlete, and provide justification for each suggestion. Right? So higher protein intake to build and repair tissues, since athletes are more prone to injury than non-athletes. And higher fluid intake because they lose more fluid perspiring due to training and athletic activity. Alright, and number 5, under trends and social issues. 5A. State 2 ways in which sporting events may be sponsored, and I'll give you more than 2. So you have scholarships, grants, clothing, equipment, money, and cash awards. B. Suggest 3 reasons why female sporting events receive less sponsorship than male sporting events. Alright, so you have it's less competitive, less media coverage, less viewership, and less interest. Right, and C. Outline 2 examples that show how computer technology has helped to improve accuracy in sports. And I'll give you 3. Alright, so you have video analysis, used to help athletes and coaches to improve skills. Secondly, photo finish technology for track and field to determine placement. And goal line technology in football, which tells exactly when the ball crosses the goal line.